My name is Flash Isaac, and I'm a teacher from the future. When I was much younger, I saw thousands and thousands of people fail Jamb and unable to gain admission. This made me travel in time. Now I am back with the Flashlearners Jamb app and a series on YouTube tagged 120 Days to Jamb. My mission is to help you blast Jamb and as well get justice for everyone who Jamb has served breakfast. This is episode number 18 of the 120 Days to Jamb Economics with Flash Isaac. Before now, we've been able to establish that economics is from the Greek word oikonomia, which means efficient management of household resources. And economics is a social science subject which studies human behavior as the relationship between end and scale miss. One reason we need to take economics serious is that resources are scarce. Since resources are scarce and human wants are unlimited, we want a lot of things. We don't have enough resources to meet the wants of humans. Therefore, humans need to have scale of preference. Human needs to utilize opportunity cost. If you have A and B, if you are able to get A, the foregone alternative is B, that is opportunity cost. That takes us to demand. Demand is the willingness and ability to purchase goods or products at different prices and conditions. Willingness and ability to buy, that is demand. Demand can be effective or ineffective. An effective demand is willingness coupled with the ability to purchase a product. Meanwhile, ineffective demand is only willingness to purchase, not the ability. If I admire a car, I am willing to get it. But if I'm not able to buy it, if I don't have the money, therefore that demand is ineffective. Effective demand is willingness coupled with ability to get a product. I see this car, I love it, and I have the cash, I am able to buy that car. Therefore, that demand is an effective demand. This takes us to the concept of wants and needs. Wants are insatiable desires that we can do without. For example, you can do without buying aircraft, cars, lorries. You can do without all these things. In fact, you will want a lot of things in this life. Travel abroad every second, buy 100 cars, 50 buildings. All those things are okay. However, you cannot satisfy all your wants. And most of them, you can do without them. But needs are desires or things or resources that you cannot do without. For example, you can't do without food. You can't do without water. You need shelter. So all these are needs. And wants are desires, mere desires that you can do without. Human wants are unlimited and they are insatiable. This takes us to demand schedule. Demand schedule is simply a table showing the quantity of products a consumer is able to buy at various prices. We have two types of demand schedule. We have the individual demand schedule and we have the market demand schedule. Individual demand schedule and the market demand schedule. This is an individual demand schedule. If you have price here, price in naira, and we have quantity. Now, let's say price is 2 naira. The individual is able to buy 10 of the product, let's say 10. Then the price jumps to 4 naira. And the guy looks, I can't be buying 10 again since price has increased. Okay, let me go with 8. The next week, price increases to 6 naira. And he said, no, I can't buy 8 again. Let me buy 6. Price goes up to 8 naira. He buys 4. Price goes to 10 naira and he's now able to buy only 2. This is individual demand schedule, a table showing the quantity of product an individual is able to get at various prices. At 8 naira, he is able to buy just 4. At 2 naira, he was able to buy 10. Meanwhile, market demand schedule shows the quantity many consumers are able to buy at different prices. If you go to the market, you see different consumers, different buyers. Now, if this guy is able to buy just 10 quantity at 2 naira, someone else may be able to buy 15, and another person may be able to buy just 5 at that price, which means market demand schedule will be something like this. Let here be price. Let's call here Mr. A. Let's call here Mr. B. Let's call here Mr. C. And many more, depending on the number of persons. And let's call here total. If a price is 2 naira, Mr. A is able to buy 10 quantities. Mr. B, 8. Mr. C, 6. At 4 naira, this guy bought 8. This one is able to buy, let's say 4. This guy is able to buy, let's say 5. Or, in fact, 3. Price goes to 6 naira. This guy is able to buy 6. This guy is able to buy 2. And this is able to buy 1. For here, the total will be 10 plus 8, that is 18, plus 6, 24. At 4 naira, 8 plus 4, that is 12, plus 3, 15. At 6 naira, 6 plus 2, 8, plus 1, 9. So this is market demand schedule. The quantity different consumers are able to buy at different prices. Up next, demand curve. Demand curve is a graph showing various quantities of a product purchased at different prices. Look at this. The demand curve is a graph. And for graph, we have the vertical axis and the horizontal axis. The vertical axis can also be referred to as the y-axis. The horizontal axis is referred to as the x-axis. This is price, the vertical axis. This is quantity demanded. Demanded, the horizontal axis. Now, this arrow shows that from here to here, quantity is increasing. This arrow shows that from here to here, price is increasing. And this is the origin at 0 naira and 0 quantity. If we label here, let here be 2, let here be 4, let here be 6, let here be 8, and let here be 10. Then for the quantity, we say let here be 2, let here be 4, let here be 6, let here be 8, let here be 10. You can put it anyhow you like. This is how to plot or interpret a demand curve. Using this, let's say as it moved to 8, quantity goes to 4. You look at the price. At price 2 naira. What is 2 naira? Here is 2 naira. And what is the quantity demanded? 10. So 2 naira corresponds to 10. You look at the next price. What is here? 4 naira. Where is 4 naira? Here. At 4 naira, how many quantity was demanded? You look at it. 8. You star it. Then you look at next. The next price is 6. At 6 naira, how many quantity was demanded? This is 6 naira. Quantity 4. Like this. Then the price jumped to 8 naira. At 8 naira, he was now able to demand only 4. So 4, 8. Now, what do you notice in this case? As the price is going up, the quantity is coming down. Look at something. Here shows increase in price. Here shows increase in quantity. But the graph is moving down this way, from here to here to here to here, which means we have something like this. Price is increasing, quantity is reducing. This kind of graph, you have something like this, slope. This is a slope of the graph. And if you are plotting a slope for this type of graph, you pick one point here, you pick any point again here. So this is the slope of the graph. Slope represents difference in quantity over difference in price. Quantity here is 8. Quantity here is 4. So the difference in quantity is simply 8 minus 4. That is 4. Here, price here is 8. Price here is 4. The difference in price is 8 minus 4. So in summary, demand curve is a graph which shows us the various quantity were purchased at different prices. Before we take a look at the law of demand, look at something. We established that demand schedule can be individual demand schedule and market demand schedule. Similarly, demand curve can be individual demand curve or market demand curve. For individual demand curve, you look at the price and quantity the individual is able to get. You plot it in the graph, just like we did here. For market demand curve, you check out each of the quantity the consumers are able to get. Then you add them up, which we did, and we are able to get the total. Therefore, for market demand curve, the total quantity demanded is plotted against the price, which is basically the same thing. When you represent individual demand schedule in a graph, that is individual demand curve. If you represent market demand schedule on the graph, that is market demand curve. The law of demand says that the higher the price of a commodity, the lower the quantity demanded. The lower the price of a commodity, the higher the quantity demanded. That is, all things being equal. All things being equal. This is a general law. It doesn't apply to all the cases because we have certain goods referred to as luxury goods. In those kind of goods, when price reduce, the quantity will drop basically. Take a look at iPhone. People using iPhone and flagship Samsung, the S series, they buy it for class, to show luxury. So when you are holding an iPhone, you are seen as a big boy or as a big girl. Now, a situation where the price of iPhone reduces, iPhone is now selling at the same price with Infinix and Tecno, implying that if you are holding an iPhone, no one is even regarding you. People will stop buying. But when the price increase, people will be buying to show that yes, I'm still able to buy iPhone. I am a big boy. Now you see artists, they buy car, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Bugatti, Porsche, spend 50 million, 100 million, 250 million to buy cars, to build houses. All these are luxury items to show class, to show status. In those type of goods, as price increase, quantity will increase. As price reduce, quantity will drop. But generally, all things being equal, the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. If price increase, many persons will not be able to buy the quantity they used to get. They have to drop it. We've looked at demand schedule and demand curve. Now, the demand curve can be either normal, and it can also be abnormal. The normal demand curve is a demand curve that follows the law of demand. Ceteris paribus, or anyhow you pronounce this, it means all things being equal. So the demand law states that all things being equal, the higher the price, the lower the quantity. Like we established earlier, if here is zero price, zero quantity, here is price, and here is what? Quantity. If price is 2 and demand is 6, like this, if price goes to 4, demand will drop to 5, 4, but less than 6. So we can call this 5. As price goes to 8, demand will drop to something lesser than 5. So at 4, we have 5. At 8, something lesser than 5. Let's say 4. So it is here. As price goes to 10, demand will go to something lesser than 4. Let's say 3. So here is 2, here is 1, and so on. What do you notice? Price is increasing. Quantity demanded is coming down. And this is the slope. 1, it slopes down. Since it slopes down, if you are taking the slope, when you pick 2 points, let's say here and here, slope is price 2 minus price 1 over quantity 2 minus quantity 1. Once you pick any 2 points, like here and here, and you cross like this to take your slope, as you are taking the slope, you will see that this point corresponds to around 4, here corresponds to around 10, here corresponds to 3, here corresponds to 5. Your P2 is the second price. The second price is simply 10. So that is 10 minus the first price is or was 4 minus 4 over the second quantity is 3, because the quantity is going down, it is reducing. This guy is going down. Second quantity is 3 minus the first quantity demanded. We pick the first point here is 5 minus 5. This is definitely 6 over minus 2. What do you notice? The slope is negative. So for a normal demand curve, the slope is negative and it slopes down. Price is inversely proportional to quantity for a normal demand curve. It means there is inverse relationship. As price increases, quantity demanded will reduce. As quantity demanded increases, price will reduce. That is an inverse relationship. These are the 3 features of normal demand curve. For abnormal demand curve, it is the opposite of normal demand curve. In this case, as price increases, quantity also increases. Let's have something like this. Here is quantity, here is price. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 4, 6, 8. Look at it. In this type of demand curve, as price is 2, quantity can be 3. As price goes to 4, let's say 4 naira, quantity instead of coming down, it will increase. It will go to, let's say, around 3. As price increases to 6 naira, quantity goes to around 4. As price goes to 8 naira, quantity goes to 5. So price is increasing, quantity is increasing. And if you look at it, you will see that it is going like this. It slopes upward like this. Increase, here, decrease. 1, abnormal demand curve slopes upward. 2, it has a direct relationship, not inverse. As price is increasing, quantity is increasing. The relationship between price and quantity is direct. One thing we also notice that if we are taking this slope, you just pick 2 points. You can choose here and here. Once you take here, since the second price is bigger than the first price and the second quantity is bigger than the first quantity, the slope will be positive. So it has a positive slope. It has a direct relationship between price and quantity, and it slopes upward. This is an abnormal demand curve. A question comes to mind. What do you think will make quantity to increase as price increases? I explained one earlier, luxury goods or ostentatious goods. Another one is future rise in price. If the price of fuel goes from 165 naira per litre to 180 naira per litre, and you hear a rumor that the price is going to go up again, no, this thing is increasing, it's not coming down, you see a lot of persons begin to buy more and keep, because they fear that the price will rise in the future. So future rise in price can make quantity demanded to increase. Habit. Some persons or habit of consumers, they just want, as this price increase, they are buying more to show that they are still able to afford it. Inferior goods. These are goods that people normally buy when their income is low. Once their money increases or income increases, they don't normally buy them. Let's say a lot of persons or you are probably using Techno, Itel or Infinix or one stupid Samsung or iPhone 2. Yes, it's not a bad thing. It is what you can afford. But I dare you, as your price increases, the type of phone you buy will be better, type of clothes you wear will be better. So you're spending more on price. So you are demanding more at higher price. So inferior goods are goods whose quantity demanded reduces as people get more money. So rare commodities that are not very common, even if the price increase, the quantity demanded will also increase. And there are factors that affect demand. So demand is willingness and ability to buy or purchase something. What are factors that affect demand? The first factor is price of the commodity. As price increases, demand can increase or reduce. But generally, as price increases, demand will drop. Price of related commodity. If you have Milo and you have Bonvita, they are related. If the price of Milo goes up, my brother, I go to Bonvita. So long the price is normal. So they can be complementary goods or goods of close substitutes. Consumers' income. As your money increase, your demand must change. Either your demand for one thing drops or your demand for something else increases. It is so sure. Consumers' taste and preference affect demand. Fashion. This is in fashion. We need to get this. Then demand goes up or goes down. Weather or season. Rainy season, you will buy jacket, hot things so that you don't get cold. Dry season, hot weather, demand for block, cold weather, light clothes increases. So seasons affect demand. And government policies. Everyone should wear mask. Don't enter any office without putting on face mask. Government policy. The next day, everybody buying mask, nose mask, face mask, head mask, whatever. So government policy affect demand. These are the factors that affect demand, and these are the reasons for abnormal demand curve. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of this episode. In the next episode, we shall look at change in demand, change in quantity demanded. Then we proceed and proceed and proceed until we get to supply and finish supply and proceed. One thing I will beg you is get the Flashlearners Jamb app right now. Contact me for talks, negotiation, and advice. Visit flashlearners.com or use the YouTube description here to install the app directly, or search Flashlearners Jamb app on Play Store. All these will lead you to the app. See you.